Hello everyone and Happy New Year. Welcome to the first MisterFrisco Podcast for 2026, where real talk meets real estate, local vibes, and the people shaping Frisco's future. Here's what I have got for you today. First, we will go over the latest Frisco housing market numbers, and I will break down what the trends really mean. In today's buyers and sellers tips, we are breaking down how changing interest rates affect what you can afford, how quickly homes sell, and the direction of Frisco homes prices. Today, I am joined by Stephen Paul Matsumoto, the founder and chief strategist of Stigma Incorporated, and one of the leading voices in development first organizational strategy. And we will wrap up with what's happening in Frisco, spotlighting Fields West and its wave of new restaurants reshaping Frisco's dining scene.
Meet Mr. Frisco, a realtor selling residential real estate in Frisco and far North Dallas. As a former professional athlete, track and field, and strength and conditioning coach, Mr. Frisco immigrated to the USA 20 years ago with $50 in his pocket, a suitcase, and zero English to pursue the American dream and build a successful real estate business. Hardworking, persistent, customer service, and detail-oriented, Mr. Frisco strives to secure a smooth closing on his client's biggest investment, their home. He puts his experience and knowledge to serve his clients the best way possible. Building his business by referral allows him to maintain relationships with his clients and serve them even after the transaction is closed. This is Frisco Realty News with Mr. Frisco.
So let's jump on the housing market. December shows clear movement in Frisco. The median price for an existing home landed at $575,000. That's 9.4% lower than December last year and down another 4.95% from November. Prices are adjusting, and that matters for both buyers and sellers watching timing. Inventory tells another part of the story. There are 445 homes on the market. That's a 7.5% increase compared to last year. But inventory dropped sharply month over month, down to 28.8% from November. Fewer new listings came on the market after the holidays. Sales activity was mixed. Closed sales hit 141 homes in December. And that's 2.8% lower than a year ago, but sales jumped 20.5% compared to November. So buyers clearly re-entered the market. Homes are also taking longer to sell. So median days on the market increased to 42 days. That's 20% longer than last year and about 1 week longer than November. Pending sales for December reached 99 homes, and that's up 2.9% year over year, but down 12.38% from November. So months of supply sits at 2.9 months. It's a strong seller's market, down from 4 months last month. 6 months is considered balanced market. Just don't forget that. So this market is sending mixed but useful signals. Prices are down, which gives buyers more negotiating power than they had a year ago. At the same time, inventory tightened fast after November, which limits options and supports sellers who price correctly. Sales rebounded month over month, but longer days on market show buyers are cautious. They are taking time, comparing options, and pushing back on overpriced homes. Pending sales rising year over year, but falling month to month points to a market that's slowing, but not stopping. Demand is still there, just more selective. This is no longer a fast emotional market I used to be years ago. It's a more strategic one. If you are buying, focus on value and negotiation. And if you are selling, pricing and presentation matter more than ever. So I want a breakdown of how this market affects your specific situation. Reach out, subscribe, and let's talk strategy. And now that we have covered the Frisco market is doing and with prices, inventory, and demand, the next piece of the puzzle is the interest rate. Rate changes can significantly impact monthly payments, especially with Frisco's higher home prices. When rates rise, buyers qualify for less, move more cautiously, and focus on value, while homes take longer to sell. When rates fall, demand increases, inventory tightens, prices rise, and sales speed up. Higher rates can also give buyers more leverage through negotiations and incentives. Sellers with a low locked-in rate may delay listings, limit supply, and helping support prices despite softer demand. So now let's welcome my guest, Stephen Matsumoto, the founder and chief strategist of Stigma Incorporated and one of the leading voices in development-first organizational strategy. Hey, Stephen, how are you?
I'm doing great, Victor. Thank you for having me back, my friend.
Always. Thanks for making it through this ice. Man,
As you can see, I've got my winter dapper.
Man, Texas shutting down for 3 days winter, man. That's it. But thank you for...
Meanwhile, people are protesting in the streets in Minneapolis in negative temperatures.
Well, yeah, that's... man, okay, that's stuff there.
Yeah.
It is... I forgot how it's to live on North. Okay, that's it.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in that weather and making it
my
to here.
Pleasure.
So you are now you're entrepreneur. Okay, we have known each other for a long time.
Yes, we have.
You're entrepreneur. That's your spirit. This is how you do it. That's
improvise,
your way.
adapt, and overcome, as we would say in the military.
So now your primary focus is marketing, and especially the development, information marketing. AI is just spreading around.
Oh yeah,
and actually,
it's completely changing the search game.
I just want to mention before we start that your biggest turnaround is liquor, the Jonas liquor.
Yep.
I remember that time when you took it from a negative income and you turned it around to
we took it in less than 3 years with me being an operator in the business 6 days a week, 13 hours a day. We took that from one location and less than $250,000 in revenue to 3 locations and over $1 million in revenue.
And that the big part of that is the marketing,
and the
you
branding.
Implemented there.
Implementing processes and, there's like... You can't find your way to Detroit with a map to Chicago. So you got to build them. You got to come up with a plan.
Where were the locations? What exactly was?
The first location was the Arlington South Cooper location, down near 287 in South Cooper, between Arlington and. Oh my Lord, what is that city on the border? Mansfield, I think it was. I always want to say McKinney, but then the second store that was opened was in the Las Colinas Business District, and the third one is on the border of Keller and Fort Worth.
Okay, I'm not savvy in the marketing. That's why you're here, right? So. I know that the AI changed the landscape of the digital marketing a lot, especially the search engines. Google had a hard time at some point, I remember, and I've heard about that. So my question is, what are you seeing right now with online traffic for local businesses?
Well, right now, a lot of businesses that were doing SEO perfectly are struggling and seeing drop-offs of 15 to 30% in click-through traffic because AI answers and AI overviews are dominating the top of the screen on things like Google, or they're not even using Google. They're going into ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude, and they're using these AI learning language models as their search engine. And so if their site isn't structured correctly, they're not even showing up when someone's searching for what they do. So Gartner, a major consulting firm, has predicted that organic click-through traffic is going to drop 30 to 37% in the next 5 years.
All right. So cannibalizing. Oh, man. What that is cannibalizing the traditional SEO. You mentioned something in that first answer, but
yeah. It's just that. It's like I have examples of friends of mine who went in and had an emergency, needed a roofer, searched for a roofer, and the AI overviews gave them 3 different local roofers that it recognized. He didn't even click on a link. He didn't go to Angie's List. He didn't do any of that stuff. AI gave him the information and he just called them directly, which is going to make attribution a little bit harder as well, because how do the businesses know where these things are coming from if they haven't built systems to track their inbound leads?
All right. Why only 3? If you ask AI for more, are they going to give you more? It should be more.
There are more, but they didn't structure their websites in such a way that AI found them, credible sources.
Okay.
The one thing that I think a lot of business owners forget is that the search engine's job isn't to help promote your business. The search engine's jobs, and especially language learning models, are to give accurate, relevant, authoritative information to the person doing the search. And so that if you don't appear relevant, reliable, or authoritative, AI is going to just blow right past you.
All right. Well, that leads me to the next question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you mentioned, I asked why only 3, and do they ask for only 3 or just the AI shows only 3?
I don't know what prompt they use.
This is probably it leads me to the next question. What actually the most common mistake the businesses are doing are doing now with this shift in the marketing?
A lot of them, it's just the way that the language is structured on their website. So there's a few things that a business owner can do to make sure that they're getting read by these AI bots. One is clarity. The website has to communicate exactly what you do in a format that's easy to interpret. This can be done through things like putting all of FAQs on the page for each individual service. You know how websites would have like one page with all of their FAQs on it in the old days? Now you want to put the FAQs for every service on that service page, which if you're not comfortable navigating different content management systems, can be kind of cumbersome and complex. Another thing is credibility. It's like the internet corroborates that you are trustworthy. How do you do this? Well, one way is those reviews that we all see on Google Maps, Google Business Profiles. Another way is what other businesses or entities out there, specifically like media companies, are mentioning your business. So third party, it's almost the same theory as backlinking, but to a step or two above just getting someone to put a backlink on their website to your site to help you rank higher.
All right. So let's say a business owner in Frisco DFW area wants to adopt. What would be the first thing to advise that business person, this small business owner, to do?
First thing is make sure that you are on as many of the listings and directories as possible, and that your name, address, and phone number is the same on all of those directories. And when I say directories, I mean things like having your Google Business profile, having your Apple Maps profile, having your Yelp profile. But most people don't realize there's about 55 other profiles out there. There's 60 or 70 of these listing sources out there. Things like YP.com, the old Yellow Pages website, DexKnows.com from R.H. Donnelly and Dex Yellow Pages, as well as many, many others, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And that's a lot of work. It's like we've actually have a tool that helps people put all that information in once, and then it goes to all 60 of them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Leveraging different marketing software as a service to help automate some of this stuff. And it's also the same with their content marketing strategy. AI is just dominating and making things easier, and the people that adopt it first are going to dominate the markets they're in for the next 5 to 10 years.
All right. And for realtors, even more, such as Zillow, Homes.com, Realtor.com.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different, there's a ton of different industry-specific ones. Yeah,
yes.
It's like, so, that's the challenge. And it's like, everybody goes directly to the 3 they know. 4, Facebook as well. But there's dozens, if not hundreds of these things out there, some generic like YP.com, some more industry specific like the MLS or Zillow, or Redfin.
Realtor.com, Homes.com. Yeah, there'll be many in the real estate industry. But can you give a simple framework for the listeners?
I mean, we have a 3-pillar system that we use. Best way, if you're not comfortable restructuring your website pages, first step, get out there and get all these directories aligned. Make sure the business description is the same. Make sure that the phone number is the same. I've seen businesses where, they have multiple owners and it's a different phone number depending on which owner set up the listing.
Yeah.
And a lot of this, there's tools out there, and if you like, I can send you some links to include in the description of different tools that are out there that make this much easier for a small business owner to automate. Some tools that I use are things like Go High Level, Search Atlas, and there's a ton of other ones. So I'm happy to share links to those if you want to share those in the description so your audience can find those.
Absolutely, yes. And
then make sure that go to pick your 3 most profitable services and start there. Don't do it website wide. Pick the 3 things that you love to do that make you the most margin as a business owner and start there with, making sure you're blocking these things out and there's clear descriptions. You have the FAQ block. It's like figure out log the questions your customers are asking you on the phone, and then answer those questions on your website under that FAQ tab.
All right. So can you name, give an example without naming a client?
Well, I'll use Stigmar as a great example. As you know, Stigmar has kind of been on hiatus for the last 3 years while I was doing everything that Stigmar would do, but for my other business that I just exited.
Oh, that's a good
so
example. Okay.
when I sold my position in Junos back in October, the first thing I had to do was start making Stigmar visible again because I'd been ignoring it for years. And so we went from having no presence in AI overviews to now, if you were to search Stigmar, the first thing you should see is an AI overview that fully describes who we are, what we do, as well as annotations to different media that has covered us, such as the Associated Press, Yahoo Finance, Market Insider. So we worked really hard to, in a very short time, at least get us to show up for our own name, because you'd be surprised how many businesses don't even show up for that.
All right. So anything that people, the businesses have to avoid. Okay, number one thing that I have to avoid, all right?
Yeah. If someone's promising to get you an AI overviews, they're lying. We have no control over how the AI responds. We can only lay a strong foundation to create the information in such a way that AI wants to read it and finds you authoritative. So if someone's telling you, I can get you 15 AI overviews in 2 weeks, there's a 98% chance they're fibbing.
All right. Well, if people interested in your product, if they would like to learn more, how can they reach out and where they can follow you?
You know, it's like we put a lot of content on our Stigmar LinkedIn company page, so that's a great way. They can find me on LinkedIn at Stephen Paul Matsumoto. Or they can find us on Facebook through our Facebook page there at Stigmar.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for coming today and joining my podcast.
You know, it was an adventure getting here in the ice.
Be safe and driving home, back home, or you're probably not going to be home.
No, ironically, I actually have to go out to Denton. So,
all right.
So I don't need to be there till 4:30, but given the current road conditions, I'm going to go low and slow.
Yeah. All right. Well, be safe. Okay, man.
I will, my friend.
Thank you very much.
As always, thank you.
Always. So let's talk about Fields West on the end, one of the most exciting projects shaping Frisco's future. Fields West is a planned 55-acre urban village bringing 16 new restaurants and big-name concepts like Mastro's and Mayman to Frisco. Think walkable streets, rooftop patios, brunch spots, nightlife, and boutique shopping all in one destination. A project like this don't just add places to eat, they change how people live. Walkable, experience-driven areas attract higher-income residents, boost nearby property values, and make Frisco even more desirable. Thanks for tuning in today, and if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to my podcast for more insights on Frisco's best spots, local events, and the housing market. Until next time.